Yeah, I see the TDR Langehorn Speedway.
All right, so we'll go with it and see how it turns out. So it looks like the 22 of Giz is going to be sitting on the pole at a 24.117. Second's going to be the number 5 of Jim Jackson at 24.430. And third place is going to bring in looks like the 101 of Martin Karch. That'll be your top 3 qualifiers. So looks like Kelly's qualified in 6th place here. Kelly's currently their points standing leader. He's got a good lead over Dean, who's in 2nd place by 20 points right now. So those might be 2 good ones to watch tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, without a doubt, Ritz. I think Kelly's put himself in prime position. He's won a few races over here on Wednesday night with these guys. And Dean's, last month or two, he's been pretty stout. Definitely going to be an interesting battle for these guys.
So it looks like we're in the middle of happy hour now, taking a couple looks at some of your guys or your drivers out here. There's your pole leader, the 22 of Giz. So this track is really interesting. It's almost a big circle, so it's almost like you're turning all the time, right?
Yeah, it's got little to no straights in it. You hit the nail on the head. It is nothing but a big 1 mile circle, and you're constantly steering left. So that might play, when we get into the race, fatigue might play, with these guys, because that's definitely going to be interesting to hold that wheel, keeping it left the whole time. That's got to be a little trouble for some of these guys.
Yeah, I would think so. It's a little different than what they're used to. They're used to some tight turns and drifting sideways in the turns and then having drag races down the straightaways, and we're just not going to see that tonight, huh?
No, I don't believe so. You won't see no drag racing. You won't see nobody per se getting the upper hand. And heck, as far as we know, we don't know which groove is what here. I've seen guys are in the bottom, I've seen guys are in the middle, I've seen guys are in the top. So it's going to be a little interesting. But Rich, I was thinking, I went back and looked at some of the qualifying results, and Randy Giz 24-11. How about that? Maybe we need to get him up here and talk to him about that.
That's probably a pretty good idea. Let me see if I can tie you to his radio real quick. And you should be connected to him, Matt. Go ahead.
Hey, Randy, this is Matt Hatfield up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, buddy, we was looking there at 21-11 in qualifying. Tell us about that. How that is a smoking lap.
I couldn't tell you. Just went out and drove the car. That's all I did. It's
how's your car feeling tonight?
Feeling great.
Well, that's good, buddy. Good. That's good, and glad to hear. Looks like you're going to be starting on the pole for this little heat race. Do you think we'll see much during the heat race?
I think you'll see a good bit. I hope.
I heard that. Well, anyway, buddy, we'll let you get back to tuning and testing, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys.
Yep, thanks.
Well, there you have it. Giz, not really sure what he did anything special, but he's certainly happy being up on the pole, huh?
Yeah, he's definitely tickled with that. But you know, Rich, on the flip side of that, you know, we're showing him at a 24:11, which is, you know, the next closest guy is 3/10 off of that. But let's go further down the list to a 29:70 by Jack. Let's find out what's going on with his car.
Yeah, he might be having some difficulties. Let me see if I can get a hold of him. I don't see his radios working right now. Interesting. I wonder if he's having some issues.
He very well could. How about let's see if we can't talk to the 58 of Kerry Snotnaker.
Hey, Gary, it's Rich and Matt up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. Come on.
So, looks like you're down in the field a little bit with a 25.5 qualifying time. How you feeling with your car? Do you think just took it easy through qualifying? You think you got more for him, or you got to work on it a little bit more?
Well, I've been working on it. I kind of crashed it both laps, so it kind of messed things up for me in my qualifying. But I found out my line. I believe I'm going to be okay in the race.
All right, man. Yeah, hitting them walls or crashing during qualifying is not a good thing at all, is it?
No, it's not. It kind of, especially when the hood's kind of stuck up in the point where the windshield should be.
I hear that. So hopefully they're getting you straightened out, and come race time, you should be back to 100%, you think, huh?
I'm hoping so. I believe so.
All right,
I got a little bit better feel of the track now.
Well, there you go. Sometimes it just takes to get a couple laps under your belt and get comfortable out there, right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
All right, we'll be keeping our eyes on you, and hopefully we see you up towards the front later on, all right, buddy?
Thanks, sir.
All right, have a good one. So there's one perspective. You don't do good in qualifying. You hit a couple things, get your car damaged up a little bit, and you kind of expect to be down on the lower part of the list, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it sounds like he had a rough qualifying session here, Rich. You know, but hindsight is he's not that far off. You know, and I think he even mentioned hitting the walls and having his hood bent up. So maybe Kerry's got something for these leaders come race time.
Yeah, it very well could be. It's sometimes the guys just don't really go all out, and they're saving their equipment for the race because they don't want to hurt anything too bad to where they can't get it fixed and get back into it. So, maybe they really aren't pushing as hard as they need to unless, they think they got a shot at the pole, and those guys up top, probably they're the only ones that are going to be pushing kind of hard, I think, in the beginning.
Yeah, I think if you're starting toward the front, you really got to attack this track. I really think the key here is going to be separation. I think if you can separate yourself to where it don't put you in trouble as far as racing, yeah, I think you can be hauling that big check to the bank.
I hear that. So it looks like they're getting the cars lined up. So once they get out there, we're going to go ahead and go through the top cars here. So your pole sitter is going to be the number 22 of Giz, Randy Schwartz, sitting on the pole. First row outside lane.
Drivers, start your engines!
Looks like it's going to be Jim Jackson at the number 5. Second row back inside lane. Looks like it's going to be the 101 of Mark McCarch. They didn't have very much of a pace lap there to get everything lined up, did they?
No, sir. They definitely making it hard on us. But I'm watching this with, two wide racing all the way around this track.
Yeah, most definitely. Looks like the 22 likes the high side. The 101's kind of running the low side, but he's losing some ground. Number 5 at Jackson staying up with the 22 on the high side. But Jackson's getting covered in dust right now.
Oh, we got one around, Ritz. I believe that would be the 58 car of Kerry Stallmaker.
Looks like he's gotten it straightened out. Should be putting us under a caution.
Ritz, I also believe the 43 went around also during that mess.
See if we can go back and see what happened there. So it looks like 58 was following the 69. He come down and it just got out from under him, and he spun and collected the 43 just in the left rear quarter panel. Nobody flipped, nobody rolled. Looks like he just might have slightly tagged the wall a little bit and got it back under control. Looks like the 43 just got hit on the side a little. May have scraped the wall, but didn't spin or anything. So there you have it. 58 and 43 involved in the first caution out here today.
I wonder what our old buddy Dean's got to say about that one, Ritz.
Yeah, let's see if we can get Dean on the air. Hey Dean, it's Rich and Matt up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, Rich?
So, looks like being back in the back of the pack, looks like the 58 might have spun right in front of you. Looks like he might have tagged you a little bit. Your car get through there all right, or you got some damage now?
Yeah, I caught the quarter panel. I think I'll be all right, though.
Yeah, looking back at the replay, looks like he just caught your left rear quarter. He might have slapped the wall a little bit, but it didn't look too hard. So, you think you're good?
Yeah, I think I'll be all right for the heat race.
All right, 10-4, buddy. Keep it clean, and hope to see you up toward the front later on.
10-4, thank you.
All right. So there you go, Matt. Dean doesn't think he took too much damage. Didn't look too hard of a hit.
No, I was, looking over his car. Everything looks pretty straight. But Rich, that really has to bug you though. Dean started. He had slid back a few spots there at the start of that, and I wonder if he just was trying to get up on the wheel and just got a little too aggressive, too quick.
Yeah, that very well could be. The leader of your race is still the 22 of Randy Schwartz. Lights are out on the pace van, so we should be taking the green next time around. Everybody's getting lined back up to go green. Earlier today, when these cars were out here practicing, it looked like a lot of them were having a little bit of a rough time getting around this track without spinning, so I'm wondering if we might see quite a few more cautions left.
Oh, definitely, Rich. I think we're going to see a couple. But then again, we mentioned it a while ago. They was running too wide. Maybe this track's got something we don't know about.
Very well could be, Matt. Sometimes, you think these guys are going to do one thing, and then the complete opposite happens, and you have an amazing race after that. It's quite funny.
Yes, sir. When I look at this field, I'm looking at that 101 and the 5. I think they're filling themselves out here, and I think the 22, if he goes and making mistakes, I think these guys are going to be pouncing.
And we green flag race, and it looks like Jackson got a slow start. The 101's right on his rear end, pushing him across the line. The 22 gets a big jump out in front. We got one going way down on the inside, trying to get around the 101 and the 5. And that looks like our 69, Keith Patton. Doesn't have enough to keep it down there. Jackson's looking on the inside of 22, and Jackson goes around. Oh, and the 22 got messed up in that also. Jackson's facing the wrong direction. Cars are spinning to avoid him.
Wow.
That might have been it for Jackson.
The 22's wreck. You know, the 43. Rich, I think it's going to be easier to say who made it through it. The 43 made it through it.
Right. I didn't see what happened to the 22. I mean, I was right there on him, but the 101 must have got into him, or he must have got loose. So we're under caution. Cars are getting caught back up with the pace lap, or the pace vehicle. Looks like we've got a little bit of a leader change, and quite a few cars are changed up towards the front. We got the 101 of Martin Karch sitting in first place right now, followed by the 69 of Keith Patton and the 43 of Dean Woodward. 22's dropped back into fourth place because of all that. Let's see if we can get a hold of Randy. Did we talk to Randy in practice earlier? He felt good about his car, right?
Yeah, Rich, I was just going back and looking at this accident here. Looked like the 5 car of Jim Jackson had a good run on Randy and got a little loose, but I think Randy had put it up in the wall and it almost snapped on him, and it was like a accordion effect there, and the whole track was black. So unfortunately, it collected 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, I hear that. We were just witnessing a little bit of a rubbing and bumping between the 43 and the 22. I wonder if they had some words for each other.
You know, Rich, you never know. But I see, if I ain't mistaken, Jim Jackson has pulled it to the garage. Rich, let's see if we can't get him up here and talk to him about it.
Sounds good. Jim Jackson, Rich and Matt up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy? How about it, Jim Jackson? You got a copy on Rich up in the booth?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm sorry. I had to step away for a second. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I know you're a busy guy, and I seen you pulled the car in. I know after that little caution there, it looked like you might have got beat up a little bit. Are you done for the night, or are you going to get it back out there?
Negative. I hit the wall a couple times and got into it, guys. I just went too fast in the little curve and lost it. I got a real good draft off of Willie. Willie did me good draft, and I thought I could make it, but it was just too much.
I hear you. That's dirt track racing for you, though, right?
Oh, it's fun. I think I found the groove. The groove is high, not low. And I just, like I said, Willie gave me a real good draft, and I thought I could go around him, but no, it's couldn't do it.
You know, Jim, this is Matt up here with Rich. You were speaking about the groove being high. And me and Rich, neither one really knew where the groove was at. But we watched on this last restart, Keith Patton in a 69 picked off 3 guys on the bottom. So are you sure that groove's toward the top?
Yes, I saw him coming around. I saw him out of the corner of my eye, and I saw him coming. And once we get in line up there, then he'd drop by, because it's a good mile and a half faster. Just like when Willie tried to pass us on the start of it. Once we get up there and get going in the 4th gear good, it's the high groove is good.
Right on, I understand that. So what do you think we'll see in these last 2 or 3 laps here, Jim? Oh, they're 3 wide.
Yeah, we're 3 wide. Green flag racing.
Oh, we got
just
one
now.
up in the wall.
Looks like he might have recovered. And we're still almost 3 wide. 2 wide up by the wall. The first place 101 is just getting away from the 43 right now. Who's at the 69's challenging the 43. 69 goes down low and he spins it.
Yeah, see, you carry a lot of momentum from the top to the bottom like that, and it's if you don't back off real good, you're just not going to make it.
Here we are, the final lap, and the 101 looks like he's going to win this one. Going around turns 1 and 2 right now. He doesn't really have too many people close to him. I think he's got this one wrapped up, Matt.
No, Dean's ahead of him. Dean passed him.
Oh, Dean got around him.
Yeah, Rich, I was watching the 101 there. He went down in that one corner and got real loose and had to back out of it, and the 43 come by him on the top.
Yeah, that's what happened. My standings hadn't corrected itself yet because they didn't cross the line. But there you have it. Race winners, the 43 of Dean Woodward.
Good race, good race. The track is different, but it's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. You just got to pay attention, and I didn't.
So, Jim, we're getting ready to go to the feature. You think you're going to be able to get your car fixed in time for it?
No, I'm going to pull out a second one, gentlemen. I'm going to pull the backup car out, make sure it's good to go, and hope like heck it's just as fast as the first one.
All right, buddy. We appreciate you coming up here and talking to us. We'll let you get back down there to getting that backup squared away, and hope you have a good race.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So we're going to try to get a hold of our leaders or our winners of the top 3 of that race?
Yeah, we can. I would be interested to talk to them, see what they was feeling out there. It was a heat race.
So I'm down here with 43, Dean Woodward, race winner in this first heat race. Dean, how do you feel about this?
Oh, it was a fun race.
A lot of excitement. We had quite a few cars turning around, and it looks like Martin was going to win this thing, and he must have just got loose right there in front of you, and you just worked around him on the last lap there.
Yeah, I was lucky. I almost caught his front end there when he was spinning, but it's a loose track for sure, but a lot of fun.
Just some good hard racing. I was glad to see that you made it up front. Glad to see that you won this race, and you're looking forward to the main event here coming up.
Oh yeah, Carolina Moonshine Dodge is looking pretty good tonight.
All right, buddy. We hope to see you a little bit later in the day after this next main event. Maybe you can get in the top 3 and come back up here in the booth with us.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dean. We'll let you get back to it. I know you got a lot of work to do. Matt, are you down there with our second place finisher, the 101 of Martin Karts?
yeah, Rich. And the dust down here in the pits is just horrible, buddy. But I think I got a hold of him. You got a copy, Martin?
Yeah.
So, buddy, what happened there? I seen you had some luck, got the lead there late in that race, and looks like you got down in one of them corners and got loose or something, and Dean surprisingly come around the top and end up winning the thing.
And just pushing the car to the limits. I should have done it earlier in the race, but kind of backfired on me right now.
Right on. I understand that. Do you think you're going to be good to go for this feature?
Setup's pretty good. We should be in fairly good shape. We'll have to see how we come up through the build.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you get back to tuning on that ride, and we wish you luck.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Matt. I'm over here with Keith Patton, our third place finisher. Keith, how you feeling about your car, buddy?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Seems to be hooking up pretty good.
Nice. Third place finish ain't too bad. I know it's just a heat race. We got the main event still coming. Do you think you got plenty for that main event and you're going to be a contender in that one as well?
As long as we stay out of trouble.
10-4, I hear that. It looked like that was the key here in this heat race. There was quite a few spin outs, and one of them real bad. Looks like it gathered up quite a few cars, but you were able to get through all that and work into a third place finish. So, hopefully we don't see too many cautions in this next main event, but hopefully you get through them and we get to talk to you again up here in the booth later on today.
10-4. That'll be good.
All right, buddy. We know you got a lot of work to do. Get that car ready for the main event and get rolling. So we won't take no more of your time. We appreciate you coming up here in the booth, and congratulations on the third place finish.
Thank you.
All right, Keith. Take it easy, buddy. So there you have it. Our top three on the heat. What do you think, Matt? You think this is going to be a replay for the main event, just a little bit longer now?
Well, Rich, it's real hard to say. The guy who set fast time and started on a pole for that heat race, he had trouble, and so did 3 or 4 other guys have trouble. So I think when you look at the results of that, and if I ain't mistaken, I think Dean started toward the back. I'll go back and touch base on what I was saying when we got started. If you keep your nose clean, I think you stand a good chance of cashing that check.
I hear that. So we're out here at Langehorn Speedway and got a few sponsors here. Airlift, Texaco, Firestone, and Pepsi Cola. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what we got coming up on this next race. Looks like the cars are actually out on the track qualifying for the main event now.
Rich, I think when I look back at them, when I look back at, listening to them drivers give their interviews, confidence is key. And it sounded like that 101 was pretty confident with what he found out and what he can do. So it's going to be interesting, and definitely he's going to be one that we want to watch in this feature.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, and I think that confidence also is carrying over to the number 5 of Jim Jackson. He sounds like, he came into this unsure a little bit, and during practice, during the qualifying, and then that last heat race, he learned quite a bit, it sounded like. So I think he's got a game plan. He's going to be a contender in this main event also.
Yeah, I think I think he was another one that sounded confident after he got out there and around some cars and kind of got the feel for the track and where the racing was at. I think confidence is going to be key, and that could be 2 that we want to watch. But I think also somebody that I had watched throughout that heat race was the 69 of Keith Patton. Keith, again, started toward the back and, kept his nose clean, and he was up there toward the front at the end of it.
Yeah, most definitely. I saw him peeking down on the low side quite a few times. I just don't know if that low side, like we're thinking, is going to be as strong, because it looked like most of the guys that tried the low was able to hang with them, but just didn't have enough to get around the cars they were trying to get around. So I think I'm starting to agree with Jackson on the top groove is going to be where it's at.
Yeah, Rich, you could be right, but, I'm going to think outside the box here and play devil's advocate, if you must say. The guys that got in trouble in the wrecks in that heat race all come from the top. And the guy who ran the bottom, he had a real good finish. So again, nobody knows what to expect.
Very good point. I think we're in for a good show here.
Yeah, I believe you're right. And again, it looks like that 22 of Randy Schwartz once again is going to be setting a pole for this 40-lap feature.
Most definitely. This time he's followed by Keith. Look at there. Keith moved up in the field this time. And looks like possibly because Jackson went to a backup car, he's going to be at the back of the field.
Yeah, and you know, Rich, we was just talking about guys with confidence and guys figuring out the groove and finding it out. Look where that 58 is. You know, earlier he was starting nice, and we had him up here talking to him. He realized he bent some metal, and it ain't going to hack. You know, he rolls out, and his feet are in third.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You know, besides the 22 of Giz, it looks like our top 5 are not the top 5 we had earlier, so this could be a whole different race.
Yes, sir. You know, Rich, let's get to number 4 up here, Phil, and see what he's got to say.
Hey, Phil, it's Rich and Matt up here in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Phil, it's Rich up in the booth. You got a copy?
You know, Rich, he could be tuning on his car there.
Yeah, he very well could be. We're going to try to get a hold of him later and check in on him if we can. So there you have it. The cars are out on the track running their happy hour around, getting these cars warmed up and ready for the main event.
You know, Rich, a name that we ain't really talked about a whole lot up to this point, and you know he didn't have a good run in that heat race, and it looks like he's struggling in his features. That 21 of Kelly Horner.
Yeah, I agree. We didn't really see him making any headlines or anything in that first short heat race, and normally that's not like Kelly. Kelly is usually right up there in the mix of things, and he's pretty competitive on dirt, so maybe he's having some other issues tonight, and maybe now that he's starting in 5th, maybe we'll see him a little bit more if he can get back up in some clean air.
Yeah, most definitely. And also, is he not the points leader? I mean, this race tonight could have big impact if Kelly has a bad night.
Oh, it's a huge impact. I'm thinking that this was going to be a double point event, and if that's the case, you know, Kelly really needs to get up on the wheel and make up some ground so he doesn't get beat up too bad. He does have a 20-point lead over Dean right now in the points overall. In the third place person back is going to be Jack. He's 38 points back, so those would be the 3 to watch: is Kelly, Dean, and Jack. But Kelly definitely needs to get that car moving up in the field a little bit more so he doesn't get too much done to him points-wise.
Yeah, I'm watching a few of them out there right now, and Kelly's one of them that's out there. Maybe he's felt something. Maybe talking with Jim Jackson or even Martin. Maybe they're helping him out, and you know, he'll have a good race.
Yeah, I agree. See if we can pull up some lap times. It looks like Kelly just posted a lap time of a 24.9, so he's a little off pace from the faster cars. Dean is just barely ahead of him right now, posting a 24.93.
I tell you, Rich, I believe that 101 is going to be the guy to watch. I know he's starting deep in his field, but I think he's going to be the one to watch.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, he just ended up getting 2nd place in the heat race, and now he's got some more laps to play with, so it could be interesting. Kelly just took the fast lap away from Martin with a 24.334.
Let's see if we can't drag Kelly up here and talk to him real quick before we go green.
Yeah, they're about running happy hour out. We can get a hold of him. Hey, Kelly, it's Rich and Matt up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
You got him, Matt?
Hey, Kelly, buddy, you look like you struggled that first heat race, and kind of put out a mid-pack time for this feature. What's your car doing? What's going through your head?
Struggling to find the line.
Right on. We was talking to some of the other drivers, and they was dictating, if you must say, where's the line at, and seems like they have found something, and all of them has they got that shock of confidence in their voice, and we sure hope you get it lined out and have a good race.
I just pulled off a 147.9, so I think I found it too.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing out in the happy hour. You're making some good laps there. How do you think, I know we got to get going green here shortly, and you got to get your car out there on the track, but how do you think tonight's going to mess with you in the point standings?
It ain't going to mess with me at all. I'm good.
I hear that. Kelly's got confidence of a point leader and champion. All right, buddy. We'll let you get out there on the track with your buddies and have at it, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of this thing, all right?
Yeah, there's only one thing I can say. If you start off front and go backwards, you don't look very good. But when you start off back and go forwards, you look the best.
I hear that. I couldn't agree with you more, Kelly. Well, there you have it. It sounds like he's got that confidence also, and it doesn't sound like he's too concerned about his points.
No, he definitely don't.
Start your engines!
So here we are, got our cars lined up on the track. So we're going to try to keep our camera focused on the 58 and forward right now, see if we can't get a good view of what's going on when these cars dive off into turn one with this green flag start. And they're underway, green flag racing. And it looks like the 58's dropping back quick.
Oh, we got one around back here. I believe the 43's around.
43's in the wall. Definitely going to put us under caution. Looks like he scraped the wall backwards a little bit, getting his car back on the track and underway.
Oh, we got a big wreck down here in turn one. Looks like we got 4 cars involved, Rich.
Yeah, the number 5 and the 58's involved there. That's tough on the 5. He had just gone to a backup car, and now he's involved early in this main event in another wreck.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and see if I can't figure out what happened with that big one.
So as the cars are getting shuffled back together and catching back up with the pace band, looks like our race leader right now is going to be the 22 of Giz, followed by the 69 of Keith Patton. Kelly Horner's find himself in 3rd position right now.
Oh, Rich, I just went back and looked at it. Looked like the 101 had a run on the 4, and the 4 broke loose and got up in the side of the 101, sent him into the wall, and he went barrel rolling down the front stretch.
The 101 went barrel rolling. Oh,
yes, sir.
He's reporting out of the event now. He's done, took him to the garage. That's a tough night for Martin. You want to see if you can't get Martin on the radio?
Hey, Martin, this is Matt Hatfield up in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah.
We was just up here watching that. You know, what exactly happened there, Martin?
And number 4 just got loose and came up into me and Yep, pinned on the wall.
Man, that is some tough luck to swallow there. Are you going to be all right?
Nah, it popped the motor.
Well, buddy, we really hate to hear that. You know, we was just up here talking before, you know, we went green, that we thought you was going to be the guy to watch.
Yeah, I had a good run going after the green flag drop, and just had bad luck.
I hear that, buddy. Well, you know, see if you can't get it drug into the holler, and you know, I know you'll be back out here next week with these guys, and you know, hopefully you get some luck coming your way.
Well, if I didn't have any bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all right now.
How about that, Reds?
I hear that, man. He's got an excellent attitude for a racer. Tough night, Martin. Sorry you're out early, man. We were looking forward to you being up front. Looks like the pace van's lights are out. We should be going green next time around, Matt.
10-4 Reds.
All right, Martin. Good luck, buddy. We'll get to you next week, all right?
All right.
Well, there you have it. The guy we thought would be up in the lead or up towards the front is now the first car out of this main event.
You know, Rich, that just goes to show you, maybe we as broadcasters don't know, you know, really what's going on out there, because for sure it looked like Martin had a good piece, and then he's the first one out.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. I mean, it's just like flipping a coin. You know, you got a 50% chance it's going to be heads, 50% chance it's going to be tails, and we just don't know what's going to happen with dirt track racing until it happens. It's just the way this sport goes. We're green flag racing. 22 takes the green flag, dives off into turn 1. Followed not too far back by the 69 of Keith Patton. They get a big jump off the 21 of Kelly Horner. Kelly's a little further back. 69's peeking on the inside, but he doesn't have much of a run to get up there. A lot of dust in the air right now. Back here looking at the 43. 43 gets a little wiggle, goes up against the wall, but he keeps it going. Oh, and he spins
Always
around.
around.
And they're going to bring out another caution.
I know we're not under caution. We're still green flag race.
Yeah, still green flag racing. Back up on the leader, down 22. He's still got a couple car lengths on the 69. They're still running that high side also, Matt.
Yeah, but I'm watching that 21. He's slowly coming up through there.
Look at Jackson. Jackson's catching up with the 21 also. He might make that mix.
58 goes around Rich. Oh, and the 43 just took the leader out.
We got cars spinning everywhere in the corner.
Wow.
Are we still flag racing? No, we are under caution.
Let's go back and look at that.
Camera's on the 58. We're going to back up and see if we can't see what happened back here that got everybody mixed up. I don't see how the 58 got the leaders involved.
43 is actually what got the leaders involved. He was down on the apron, and looks like he tried to pull back up into the track, and the leaders were there. And Ritz, Randy Swartz, the leader, just T-boned him, and he collected about everybody else.
So we're back watching the replay right now. We saw the 43 get loose, get sideways right in the corner. He turns it around on the track right in front of the leaders. That's what happened. The leaders just couldn't get around him.
I'm almost certain there's several cars that's going to be having some bent metal on that one, Ritz.
Oh, most definitely. The 22 caught some air up off the guardrail. The 69's going right underneath him.
Yeah, let's see if we can't get a hold of that 22 and find out if he got any damage from that, because he was out there quite a bit on these guys.
Hey, Randy, it's Rich and Matt up here in the booth. You okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm alright, I think.
Caught some air down there. We went back and looked at that replay, and it looked like you just really didn't have no place to go. You had a car that got spun and was trying to gather it back up as you were coming up into him, and it was, go between him and the wall. It was the only option you had, and it looks like it just grabbed your car and lifted you up and put you for a joyride.
Yes, it did.
Simply amazing. Are you think you're going to be all right? You think your car is not too badly hurt, or what's the word now? What's the verdict?
I hope it's not badly hurt. I think it'll be alright.
Before I hear that, you're looking pretty strong up front. We were hoping that that caution that just came out didn't hurt you too bad, and you still got plenty of oomph left in her.
Yep, I hope it does.
All right, buddy. I can see that the pace lights are out now, so you're probably getting ready to go green. We'll let you get back to it. All right. Good luck, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
Wow, Matt, he went for a joyride. That car was up in the air.
Yeah, Ritz, I saw that. But, the one thing that kind of intriguing here, the 5 managed to escape a lot of that. And he's sitting in second right now with a pretty clean race car. So he's got to feel even more confident after, driving through that mess.
Oh, most definitely. Sometimes it takes something like that to happen right in front of you to, snap you out of your downtime or whatever you want to call it and get your head back in the game. And that could be exactly what's happening right now in Jackson. That's going to put the 21 of Kelly Warner, looks like back in 5th possibly. And we're green flag racing. So we're not quite yet halfway in this main event. We got 2 cars out and 1 car allowed down already.
69 makes the pass on the 58 down on the bottom, Ritz.
Nice.
'58's up in the wall in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, and someone just went.
Oh,
looks like plows into the 21. He gathers it back up and gets going in the right direction. He pretty much, it wasn't a real high speed hit, but he pretty much T-boned the 21 Kelly.
Yeah, Ritz, I saw that, and that will bring us under caution.
So as we gather these cars back up again behind the pace van,
Ritz, I wonder what that 21's thinking about them points now, because he's hit 2 straight, wrecks he's been in, and he's really having to, probably start thinking about them points and what kind of impact it's going to do to him.
oh, most definitely. I mean, I know if I was in his shoes, I would have to be thinking about the overall picture. I mean, a lot of drivers, yourself, man, when you get out there and you run these tracks, whether it's paved or dirt, in the back of your mind somewhere, you've always got to take account for the longer picture, the bigger picture, the light at the end of the tunnel, however you want to look at it. And these points, you know, to have this bad of a night has got to be in his head somewhere.
Oh, most definitely. Rich, let's see if we can't get the 58 up here and find out exactly what went on, because I know going down into that corner, he was up in the wall, but then also the 21 was down in the marbles and come up the track, and it looked like the 58 just barely touched him, so let's see if he's got any damage.
Hey guys.
Hey Kerry, this is Matt up in the booth, buddy. What exactly happened right there? It looked like you got up in the wall and,
I stand there.
you know, we seen you hit the 21 a little, you know, it was a little love tap, but how's your car doing?
I got damage. I get hung on that wall and I can't seem to get out. Then when Kelly, when he spun and when he come out, I had the brakes locked up, but I couldn't stop. It went on and smashed him.
Right on, buddy. So you mentioned you had some damage. Do you think it's going to affect you the rest of the race?
Yeah, I'm probably, if I could get, you know, a couple of positions, I'm going to be really, really lucky. If I can make it to the end of the race, I'm going to be lucky. I'm just hanging on by a thread.
How about that, Ritz? He's hanging on by a thread.
I'm telling you, you just never know in this sport what's going to happen. And like he said, it happened right in front of him. He couldn't slow down. He didn't have nowhere to go. And it's just the way it works sometimes, you know.
You know, the line around this track is a fine line for me. And every now and then I can get in it and I can go. But then again, it won't go. It's slick.
Right on.
Well, there you have it. Pace lights are off on the van. We're fixing to go green again. Kerry, I hope we get to talk to you again, buddy, and keep that car under control back there and try to move up through the field as quick as you can, man.
I appreciate it. Maybe we can bring it to a car up, you know, get a few more spots. But thank you, sir.
10-4, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
There we go. 22 is following the pace car. Pace car's about to pull off the track. We should be going green again. So I think, Matt, just by, you know, seeing what's happening here, half of these cars have to have some damage by now, I would think. I think it's going to be a different race.
Yeah, most definitely, Ritz. I think about everybody out there has got damage except that 5 car, Jim Jackson. I think he's managed to keep clean. And, you know, we'll see what he's got the rest of the way. We're over halfway now. Maybe he's got something for these leaders.
And once again, Jackson gets a rough start at 22. Randy just jumps out ahead of him. Keith Patton, once again, is pushing on Jackson's bumper on the start. Looks like the 43 likes that lower line. Everybody else is on the top side.
You know, Ritz, the only guy that I've seen get down there and be able to make a pass and complete a pass has been that 69. So the bottom definitely is seems to be a little tough to handle tonight.
Looks like Jackson's closed up on the 22. The 69's a couple car lengths back.
Oh, we got the 21 up in the wall, tags the 43, and the 58 is on his roof, Ritz.
Oh boy. That'll take us back to another caution. If we can't go back and get our eyes on what happened there. Most definitely. Oh, isn't that crazy? It looked like the 43 got into the left rear quarter of the 21, but it didn't jack them up too bad. But, you know, that put the 58 to keep it close to the wall, and it looks like he must have just grabbed an opening in the wall or something, and that car stopped like it hit a brick wall.
Yeah, Ritz, that was definitely a unique set of events right there. I seen the 21 get up in the wall, and then the 43 looked like he barely tagged him, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the 58 is laying over on his roof. We just had him up here talking to him. I wonder if that damage is going to hamper the rest of his night.
I think most definitely it will. He's now a lap down because of it. That wall just grabbed his car and put the brakes on like nobody's business. That car's got to have some major damage in it. If hopefully no engine damage, but you never know taking a stop like that.
Yeah, that's understandable. So, Richie, both of us are racers. We've ran the dirt. We've had several cautions right here. And, what do you think these guys need to do to kind of get them to that end?
Well, I think, like you said, we both race and we both race paved and dirt. It doesn't really matter. We just like the competition of it. But I think one thing that might play a role here, and I don't know, but I'm seeing an awful lot of dust in the air, and I'm wondering, if they're seeing that same dust, if that's what's causing the issues of them tagging each other in the back corners. Because usually, yourself, we're pretty good at being close and staying off of each other, so it kind of makes me wonder if maybe it's a visual problem out there, and these guys just aren't seeing it as well as they should be.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was thinking also is the difficulty in seeing what's going on. Another thing too, Rich, it looks like the groove for this track is up against that wall, and it seems to be real narrow. And as well as I do, living on the edge of where that car is fast or where it's just a beat off, and it looks like these guys are trying to get up on the wheel and they're trying to get to that edge, and maybe if they just kind of tone it down a little bit and feel it out, feel that groove out, we can have some good racing left in us.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm looking at the 58 right now, and he's missing some car parts now, so I don't know how competitive he's going to be, but it looks like he's going to make an attempt to at least try to finish this race.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was on his roof when we last looked at him.
So here we go again. Cars are lined up, single file line. Pace man's pulling off. They should be taking the green flag as soon as we get down on the somewhat front stretch.
I'm eager to see what Jim Zackin's going to do here. Last couple restarts, he's, lagged behind. Maybe he'll get up on the wheel here and put some pressure on the 22 and Randy Schwartz.
Yeah, I think he needs to, and I think something else to keep an eye on is that 69 of Keith Patton keeps slamming into his back bumper, but it looks like Jackson gets a pretty good jump this time, so no more bumper pushing. And once again, Dean is looking at the bottom right away. It just amazes me. Everybody's running on top. He's at the bottom, and he just doesn't have room to get up there, and then he ends up, second time around back on the high side.
Yeah, he's definitely down there sniffing for something. What it is, I'm yet to figure it out. But hopefully he'll find it out, in these closing laps.
I hear that. It looks like the 69 is trying to catch up with the 5, and the 22 is just getting away. I know we've been looking at Jackson and thinking he's going to be a one to watch, damage-wise especially, but I just don't know that this backup car is the quality car that he had in the first race.
I don't know, Ritz. He got a good run through that corner, and looks like he's pulled up to the bumper of the 22.
Yeah, I saw that just as I was talking and wondering, because he'd fall back so far, and now, while I'm talking, maybe he's got some kind of sixth sense in his head, and he can feel us talking about him, because it looks like he just turned on the heat.
Rich, I think it goes back to that, being on that edge. And I know Jackson, he's pretty patient and finding the edge and where to get, over or stay on it. And I think he's just getting settled. And I think once he gets to where he can, get the feel of the car, I think he'll start putting pressure on that 22 as he's doing right now.
Oh, definitely. With 8 laps to go, I think he's thinking the bigger picture. Here he goes. Jackson's trying to get it on the inside, and he goes down and spins it. Oh, noses into the wall. Doesn't look like anybody's hit him yet. He's sitting right in the middle of the track, though. He gets it turned around and back underway. Oh, he puts it up on 2 wheels.
Ritz, that looked like frustration there. It looks like he had a good run and just, he couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like he had a plan. It looked like he was going to make that plan happen, and it just got right out from under him, right on the bottom. I think if he would have held on to it, it would have been a real interesting finish.
Yeah, most definitely. While we're talking about him, let's see if we can get him on the radio and find out what was going through his head there.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, Jim Jackson, Rich and Matt up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
There,
It looks like we lost it.
there you have it, Ritz. It looks like he's smacking his crew chief or something there. Somebody might have told him to go for it.
Oh, most definitely. He could have threw his headset. We don't know what's going on. I know he's got to be frustrated right now. I think we got a hold of him again. Jim Jackson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do.
Rough night, man. We just got done talking to you. We watched these cars go through some cautions, hitting each other, bouncing off each other, and me and Matt were up here talking. We were thinking that you were probably one of the cleanest cars left out on the track, and it was just so frustrating to see you, trying to make a pass on the 22 and get down there on that low side, and I know you didn't like that low side. You talked about it earlier, but it proved once again it's not the place to be in, and it got your car loose and spun around on you. You got to be frustrated, man.
Very much, very much. He's excellent up there. It was a great race. I thought I was having a lot of fun, but he bobbled a little bit. Went towards the wall a little, gave me a little opening, but it just wasn't enough. And like I say, too much down there, and it just takes you around. But all my fault.
Well, I think it's just racing, buddy. I don't think it's anything personal, but I tell you, we were watching you for those last couple laps, and it looked like that was the time you were going to get him as soon as you went down there. And I was just so shocked to see you go around, because I thought for sure you had got him, or at least was going to run him down the straightaway side by side.
Well, I had enough momentum to do that, but I think I went a little bit too much inside, and but it was a good race, outstanding race. I enjoyed it.
All right, buddy. Well, it's good to see you making a good, strong, valiant effort out there, and I know that we like seeing you out on these tracks. I know you're going to be out here next week, so maybe we'll get the cars put back together and get you back out on the track again next week, right?
Well, I've destroyed 2 of them tonight, so I got to go and see if Mama will give me some money to buy another one or get another one fixed.
Well, there you go, buddy. You sweet talk your way into another car, and we're going to see you back out on the track.
I'm going to try it. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, Matt. Jackson gets a little frustrated. He knows what happened, but what can you do, right?
Some days you just got to hang your helmet and shake your head and go on to the next track, and that seems like what Jackson's doing.
So it looks like the pace car's pulling in. This is going to give us a 2-lap shootout, it looks out, and we're looking at the 69 up behind the 22, but I don't know that he's able to keep up with that 22. He's been pretty dominant.
I'm eager to see Rich if he goes to the bottom down here in 1 and 2. He's been the only guy tonight to make a pass down there. I think if he gets down there, early enough and quick enough that the 22 ain't going to be expecting it, and it actually could open doors for the 21, who's running 3rd right now.
Oh, most definitely. They both get a good jump. 22 still gets in the lead pretty good, but the 69 is not letting him get far away. 69 staying on the top side. 43 is trying to get around the 21 on the bottom again.
With a 69
on the inside. He doesn't have enough to get by him. So we're taking the white flag this time around. He's got a little bit of a run. Looks like he's going to try. Oh, he doesn't get going. Here he goes. Here he goes.
21 is around and up into the wall.
And they're racing to the checkered flag, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, the 69 is just right below the 22, and he doesn't have enough to stay up beside him. It looks like the 22 is going to come off the corner in the lead. And the 22 is going to win this race. What a good finish. These guys were battling hard those last 2 laps.
Yeah, Ritz, I kept thinking that 69 car would go to the bottom, and, you know, considering that it was pretty much them two's race, I would have thought he would have went down there. Maybe we can, you know, when we get to talk to him, or maybe we can ask him about that.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. I'm going to see if I can't go and catch the 22 real quick. So I made it down here on the infield, and I'm running through the crowd. Everybody's jumping up and down. It's really hard to find somebody. I'm looking for, where did he go? Randy, come over here and talk to me, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here.
What a race, man. I mean, your car was dominant all night long. You were looking good. You know, a couple guys looked like they were challenging you on the bottom, but that top row was just giving it to you, it looked like. Is that about the way it was working?
Yes, it was. The top was the way to go.
Definitely a strong finish tonight. Excited for you winning this main event, man.
I'm excited too, because I had bad luck in the heat race.
Yeah, it's always good to turn it around. So, excellent win. Congratulations on the first place finish. You're looking forward to next week's race already, or are you just going to celebrate for a couple days on winning this main event?
I'm going to celebrate for a couple of days.
All right, man. 10-4, I hear that. Well, we'll let you get back to it with your family and friends here and get some celebrating going on. Just keep it safe and don't get into too much trouble. And we'll turn this over to Matt. You got anybody you want to shout out before we give this to Matt?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys and thank everybody else for having the race tonight.
10-4. We're proud to do it for you guys. You're a good bunch of drivers. And once again, congratulations on that win, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, Matt, who you got over there?
Oh, man. Hey, Ritz. I believe I stumbled across their second place finisher, Keith Patton. You got a copy, Keith?
Yeah, I got a copy.
So, Keith, buddy, I mean, me and Ritz was up here talking, and, you know, I was complimenting you. You was the only guy to make a pass down on that bottom all night long. And I told Ritz, I said, Ritz, we get back to racing here with these 2 or 3 to go. Don't be surprised if Keith don't get down on the bottom and get by that 22. Can you take us through them last few laps? What was you thinking?
Yeah, that bottom groove just wouldn't give it to you, though. I mean, that top groove was where it was at, and it's like you just got a bumper to him.
I heard that, buddy. You know, second place finish amongst these guys, you got to feel pretty good about that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm starting to learn this dirt track racing.
I heard that, buddy. Would you like to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah, I'd like to thank TDR and putting on this race tonight, and I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting it.
Thank you, buddy. Well, we'll let you get back to your crew, and you can talk to your crew chief and find out maybe you could have done a little bit there, and I'll turn it back over to Ritz. Ritz, do you got somebody for us?
Yeah, I was down here on the backside of Pit Road, and there's so much excitement going on down here. It's really hard to grab too many people, but I got him on the radio. He's out there hot dogging in his car right now, and I know he's celebrating. But Kelly, you got a copy on Rich?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you're out there celebrating, buddy. You got to be feeling good about your car and everything. A third place finish. I mean, is it better than what you expected, or about what you expected, or is it enough to keep you happy for a few days?
Oh, it's all about the points. That's what keeps me happy. It was a good points night, so I guess I gotta take that and go with it.
Yeah, I know. Me and Matt were up here in the booth talking earlier that you fell back for a little while, and looks like you got caught up in some possible damage situations, and we were getting kind of concerned if you were even worried at that time about your points. So did any time during this race go through your head, hey, I need to start getting back up there, or I might get some hurting points?
Well, I thought I was okay right away when that first caution came out and I was in third place. And I really didn't have nothing for Giz or for DP, but I figured I'd give it my best and ended up grazing the wall and sliding down the track and hitting head on into the guardrail. And I got engine damage when that happened, so I was done for after that. I was just holding on.
I hear that. Well, third place finish at Langehorn in the main event. That's pretty good. It's not an easy track. It's a big round track, not a lot of straightaways, and it definitely keeps you on your wheel and makes you work. So congratulations on third place finish. And, I know you're probably going to be celebrating for a few days too, but are you looking for next week already, or are you going to take it easy for a couple days?
Oh, heck no. Looking for next week already.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. Well, hopefully you get them cars fixed up, and come next week we got a clean-looking car again and some back-to-bumper, door-handle racing like we know you can do.
Not a problem. There's a fresh one at home ready to go.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, Matt. So there you have it. Another race done by TDR. Looks like we two events here. We had a heat race and a main event at Langehorn Speedway with two different winners of each race. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Ritz, definitely. These guys come to race tonight, and they put on a good show. Hope the viewers out there tuned in and enjoyed it. I know these guys enjoyed racing. Want to congratulate our top three. And want to thank TDR for letting us come over and putting the show on for them.
Yeah, most definitely. And, thank everybody involved. All the drivers out there, setting up these races and taking time out of their family lives to put all this together. And then, like you said, inviting us to come over here and televise this event for them. It's just a great opportunity, and I'm glad we're a part of this group, just like, the other groups that we televise. And you couldn't ask for more. So thanks to everybody out there. Thanks for all the fans for watching. Thanks, Matt, for joining me in the booth this week. And once again, you've witnessed a broadcast from DRTV, and we are going off the air. Thanks for watching.